Yep, we're back in hell again. Ladies and gents, if you have them, drink them. Cheers, because
Hey.
this is the only happiness we can get out of Chelsea games is the fact that we're just gonna drink our sorrows away. Anyways, ladies and gents, welcome to Casually FC. Welcome to the Chelsea match reaction to the Tottenham game. Tottenham 2, Chelsea 0. No surprise there. Quick summary of the game. We sucked. There we go. Anyways, no. Oliver Skip, as soon as the second half started, just shot from the outside, from the penalty.
It's like 20 seconds in there, wasn't it?
Yeah, just Oliver Skip gets a goal, and then a corner that Chelsea concede. Mason Mount gets bullied by was it Dyer, I think, or Hoiberg? I don't even know.
I think it was Dyer, and then Chilwell was asleep at the back post.
Yeah, Harry Kane just slides right in there. Yeah, I mean, you didn't miss much. So yeah, we suck. I hope Bowley realizes we suck because this guy needs to go. He's not the guy. He's not the guy. I'm at a point right now where I'm almost convinced that Graham Potter was sent here to sabotage Chelsea. So it's getting bad, but I got my panel here. Myself, Marshalldbdx, Oliver, Will, Ahmed, Chris. We're all ready to really talk about this game. But before we get into this, before we rant, before we cry, before we just, sink into deep depression, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification if you haven't done so already. Guys, we're very close to 1,700 subscribers. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get us well on our way over there. If you haven't already done so, there's 4 tiers for membership starting at 99p or 99 cents, wherever you're from. Make sure you check that out and maybe sign up. You get some free emojis that come with it. We're 2 more subscriptions away from unlocking a very fitting emoji for this game today. But make sure you check that out. It helps out the channel immensely because YouTube likes to demonetize us from time to time because, we're Chelsea and they don't like us. So everything is against us. Everything is against us. Also, guys, if you haven't already done so, check out the links in the description for our Discord and all that stuff where we watch the games together. And leave a comment down below if you haven't done so already. Who wants to start us off? Who wants to be the brave Mujahideen soldier? There we go. Ahmed, go for it, man.
I feel like, I spoke a lot about the Southampton game, how bad that game was. The performance, particularly in the first half and the second half. And I feel like this game was worse, actually, because it was worse because there was no passion, desire, whatever you want to call it. It felt like the players weren't playing for him. There was no energy, no impotence. Sorry, it was very impotent, like in general. All play. Shout out Koulibaly. He was probably our most competent and probably our best player today, besides maybe Kepa as well. But even though he let in a pretty
iffy goal.
Yeah, iffy goal. Let's just say it like that. Yeah, good one, Chris. Iffy goal. But it's just I'm just tired, man. I predicted a 2-0 was already, like before the game started, and literally just came true. And for me, if you're Bowley now, like you're clearly seeing nothing's working. You're clearly seeing the new players that are being affected by this. Look at Enzo today, not great at all. So you have to think about it, bro. You have to think about the team first. It's not working. It's not cooking. Let's be real. Like today, Reece James was not good. Chilwell, I love Chilwell. Like Chilwell today, it felt like he was being held back. To be honest, I can't lie to you. But then he was getting cooked by Emerson Chicken Royale. Like Royale literally made the Chilwell get lost. You might as well call him well. The way he got cooked.
That joke is absolutely horrendous, man. Ahmed, you should be Ahmed.
It's time to go!
You and Potter are a disgrace to this club. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Go.
Yeah, listen, Ziyech, Rob, that guy, whether he wanted to admit or not, if that did say a red card for his actions, for not keeping control, we could have been 10 men down, and it could have easily been 4-0. It could have easily ended 4-0.
Did you actually think that was a red though?
No, I'm just saying though, if they decide to stand by it, for example, we know the Premier League refs are like these days. Then what?
Yeah.
What?
But did you actually think it was a red though?
It wasn't.
I'm genuinely asking.
No, I don't think it was red. But
Me neither. I didn't think it was a red.
I heard he punched him in the head.
He lost his temper. It was an accident though, because what happened? Like, if you look at the replay, he goes to shove him in the shoulder, but he got like his hand lands on his upper shoulder, and it slips up, and actually, it slipped up and smacked him in the face.
That reliable source has lied to me. Then he said he punched him in the head.
The contact to the face was negligible. It's nothing to hurt Emerson. It couldn't have hurt him. All of the force went into the shoulder. There was nothing there. So
it went into the shoulder because he's so shit. He can't even smash someone in the face.
Yeah, man.
That's why.
Man.
Everything was shit today, man.
Yeah, man. It's just, I think it was just terrible as usual, man. And it's time to swallow your pride, big man. Okay, time to swallow your pride. Time to let go. I don't care if you have to give a severance package or if you've got some stupid release contract buyout. Just do it before it's too late, man. Like, you've got this Dortmund game. If you want any chance of at least trying to progress through to the Champions League quarterfinals at the very least, you've got to let this brother go. You have to let him go, man.
I genuinely think, we were talking about this a little bit backstage, I genuinely think the Champions League is the only thing that's keeping Potter in this job. And as soon as that Champions League is lost and any chance of top 4 or Champions League next season is gone out the window, they're giving him the sack. Because
but surely it is going to already, though.
Maybe, but the reason is that, like, we've seen previous reports of, like, the ownership seems to believe that this team can win the Champions League, that this team can go and get the Champions League next season. Like, I don't know how they see it now because of how the performances have been, but yeah, the player quality is there, just not the manager quality. So I really genuinely think, like, as soon as we get knocked out of Champions League, Potter's getting sacked.
But the problem is, Marshall,
it has to be a clause.
Why would you let it get that far, though?
That's what I'm saying.
Clause. That's why. I think it's not even that pride or anything. I think it's genuinely a clause in his contract that if something isn't met, because they have to, there's no way they want to pay 80 million pounds or whatever, 90 million pounds to sack him. There has to be a clause where they can get away with it. And they must be waiting for it. I don't think they're that genuinely dumb that they'll, like, really risk getting relegated to not sack him, you know?
Have you seen
I think they just don't want to admit that they were wrong with the guy they chose.
That's what I'm feeling.
But to risk getting Chelsea relegated, because honestly, I can't believe I even have. No, Chris.
We're in relegation form,
We're not.
Come on,
it's not.
We're middle of nowhere. That's where we are. We're literally middle of the desert somewhere.
It's not happening. We're finishing 15th at least. There are at least 5 teams worse off than we are right now.
Maybe
the whole relegation thing is not happening. It's not happening.
Maybe, but at the same time, if you look at the rest of our schedule, we still have to face Arsenal. We still have to face United. We still have to face City, Bournemouth, Brighton, not Bournemouth actually. I'm sorry, Brighton.
No, we do have Bournemouth.
Yeah,
we still have all the top 6 to play.
All these teams that are above us that we could potentially lose to, and we could
lose probably, but it doesn't
we
matter.
Get relegated. Actually, it's bad.
It doesn't matter.
I don't even know Chris. I don't even know if we're gonna beat. I don't even know if we're gonna beat Everton.
Oh, I don't think we are too. I think we're going to get draw best. We're going to get draw best at this point.
Oh, we're going to lose to Daesh. She's going to pull some shit on us.
Like, it's actually really bad.
But, like, you're forgetting, like, the teams below us. Like, they're going to be losing games too, and they're, like, what, 8 points behind us, like, so far? I know it's kind of close. It's getting yeah, they're not really winning games. Chris, they're not really.
Chris, I don't know if you've seen the stat, Chris, but I believe I saw this on Lewis's stream that we are the lowest scoring team in 2023 in the whole of England.
Yeah.
So I ask you, we need 9 points to get to this big 40. Where do they come from?
I don't know. I honestly don't know because Todd Bowley. This is where, like, with his substitutions, like today, like his substitutions are so bad. Like, and that's why, like, I feel like it costs him points sometimes.
You know where I disagree with you though, Chris, because we are only 10 points above Everton in 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're like 14 points behind Spurs in fourth.
Oh yeah, we're not getting top 4. Yeah, that's over.
So we actually could get we could fall down to fucking 17th, bro.
I think we can fall down to maybe dangerous water, but
No, we
But this
can
is
fall
Chelsea,
down.
man. Like, what?
It's not happening, man. Fuck off. It's just not
Yeah,
happening.
tell that-
It's not
tell that
happening.
This is
to
not
Leeds.
Chelsea.
Tell that to Leeds. Tell that to West Ham.
I know, yeah.
Yeah,
But
tell them
okay,
to
but
that.
this is where Todd Bowley has to like, you know.
Potter stays. Potter stays.
Take his finger out of
More
his ass.
likely,
And,
it's more likely a relegation fight than there is finishing 10th. If Potter stays.
Hungry
There
boys.
is. It's just
Okay.
It's this.
That's
This
why
is
like
bad.
that's where Todd Bowley has to step in and take.
I think
go on.
you can dismiss relegation, like maybe we're getting relegated, but if he stays, the way
Try
we're
and
playing-
justify to me how it's even remotely possible. But
Oh, no,
I know
relegation,
you're
I'm sure.
trying to, but like, please just try and justify to me how it's possible when you do just like you factor in the the teams below us that are so much worse than we are. I know in current form that we are absolutely dreadful. There has to come a time where we are gonna get a draw or a win here and there. The points difference is enough to keep us going, and I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening.
Okay, so we'll do this, right? We'll do this. Okay, we got Leeds next, right? Leeds next.
that's a loss.
New manager bounce. Javi Garcia.
Yeah.
That is a loss. I do see it as a loss.
Right? Okay. After that, we go to Leicester, right? I know Arsenal just beat them, but they didn't have Maddison and a few other players.
And they looked good.
That
Leicester
day,
looked good, man. Yeah.
right?
I thought it did
But,
have Madison. Okay.
Okay, we got Everton. That might be a draw.
At
Because
best.
that's just the way it is. But if they
Is that home? Is it the home or is
I'm
it the
telling you
bridge?
right now,
Was it
It's at the
the
bridge. It's at the bridge.
hang on.
Okay.
If Dice goes with that midfield, they will run all over us, that midfield.
Oh
They
my
will
God.
run all over us. The power of that midfield will destroy our 2 or 3 in there. It will just happen. We got Villa next. Maybe a win against Villa, because maybe they'll be fine by then. We got Liverpool next. That's a 0-0 draw written all over that.
Oh God.
I got.
We got Wolves. You know, even
Mate.
Wolves, I'm not confident of going to Wolves and getting anything, and they're not free
Yeah.
scoring. We got Brighton, who will beat us. We got Man United, who will beat us. Brentford will probably beat us. We got Arsenal next, will beat us. Bournemouth will probably beat Bournemouth or draw. We got Forest, probably beat Forest. Then we got City, and then we got Newcastle. We will just probably scrape to 40 points.
But it will be more than enough. Absolutely, it'll be more than enough.
Right,
Because
but what I'm saying is...
it's an all-time low because of the bottom 3 at the moment are absolutely fucking awful.
Yeah,
We just lost to the worst one.
Harry,
No, I
Harry,
know that is
we are just the same.
strange though, isn't
We're
it?
just Harry, we are them with just extra points.
And a
It's
bigger
also-
name.
Yeah,
need
we,
to back-
we are them with 6 games of Thomas Tuchel at the beginning of the season.
That's
That's
all
what
we
we
are.
Yeah,
No,
pretty much.
But my point is, if we sack him, the manager bounce and who literally anyone else can do better than what he's doing.
I agree. This is me. This is me. If we
I was
still-
just on Lewis's stream and you were there as well, and we were saying this whole thing, and people were backing what was it? They're backing the players over Potter, saying like it's not the players aren't to blame and all that shit, and it's clear as day. The players don't want to play for
Yeah,
Potter.
they don't want to.
Potter's system is shambolic to say the least.
I don't even know what it is.
But
What
at the
is it?
same-
What is it?
there is no system at all. But at the same time, the players just they're not doing anything. They don't.
No.
You look at them, you watch them play, and there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing to suggest that they're even trying to score. Which and might remind you that this isn't the first, second, or third, maybe even 4th time in the last 20 years where the players have run a manager out because they don't believe in what they have to say.
Yeah.
This isn't new. This isn't new at all.
You're right. And the fixtures I went through,
Potter
that
isn't a good manager at the same time. He's not the man for the job. He's in this occasion. He's not the man for the job. He hasn't got the fucking, for lack of a
He's not
term,
anything.
he hasn't got the minerals for it.
Ah.
He hasn't. He
Why
hasn't.
did you say that?
Literally, no, I said for lack of a better term. He hasn't got the minerals. He doesn't have the minerals. Let's
just
have it
threw up in
fucking
my
right.
mouth,
Middle said skill set.
Let's have it fucking right. He doesn't have the minerals. I hate to,
Let's
I hate
have
to
it
quote
right.
him. I hate to quote him, but let's all be fair here. He doesn't. He doesn't have
No,
it. He
no,
doesn't.
I agree.
He doesn't have the minerals. He doesn't have it at all. And the players see it, everyone else sees it, except Bowley and his goons, because they will not admit defeat and they will not say that they were wrong, because they want the fans to think that their word is worth something. But on this occasion, it's not that their word doesn't mean anything, it's just that they fucked up. They listened to the hype of Potter way too much, and they believed in the hype way too much. And it's as simple as that. And on this occasion, I've said it before, I've said it a million times before, is sometimes it just doesn't work. And on this occasion for Potter, it's never going to work. It's never going to work.
Yeah.
Before you guys go on, almost 40 of you guys watching right now, make sure you smash that like button. It helps out the channel, and make sure you check out the memberships. Andrew or Rahman, whoever wanted to go ahead.
No, the things I went through, that is if my what I think of them is if Potter stays in charge. Okay, that's the results there. If Potter stays in charge, I think we just scraped to 40, maybe 41, 42 points, just about, something like that. And we're going to probably score less than 40 league goals this season. And that is just...
Is that the lowest in the last 25 years that we've had?
It's the lowest.
It must be.
It has to be.
It's lower than 15.
What's the lowest? Was it 6th that was the lowest that we've finished before this?
No, 10th, 15, 16. Yeah,
it was 10th. Yeah. So 10th.
But we scored more goals and got more.
We're finishing lower. We're finishing lower than 10th for sure. 100%. But 100% clip this, whatever, all the bollocks. We're not getting relegated. 100%.
Oh no,
we're not getting relegated. As much as I don't back Potter, it's not happening. It's not.
I don't think the owners will let it happen. That's what I'm saying. I think they're waiting for a clause to be hit, and then once that clause is hit, interim manager. There we go.
I think
I think that clause is the Champions League.
You think there's a clause, and then once that clause is hit, it's
and that's what I'm saying, Harry. I think that clause is the Champions League. If he gets eliminated from the Champions League,
but we can't let it get that far.
I don't think
if history has taught us anything, is that if we sack him now, the manager bounce could be monumental in the fact that we could end up winning the Champions League, because history has told us it's happened before. It could happen again.
The thing is, though, like,
who knows? It's wishful thinking. No one saw Di Matteo winning the fucking Champions League, so
no.
The thing is, though, like, the way I see it is that I find it really hard to believe that Potter's going to get next season. I think what may happen is that if he manages to survive Champions League for a little longer, gets to a certain stage with his team, then come the summertime, there'll be more options available for management. I think right now, maybe they can get an interim until the summer, possibly, but I don't know. I just don't think the options are suitable right now.
I don't think with the Velman that they'll want an interim.
No, I don't think they will either.
I don't think they will. I think they'll want someone lined up, ready to go, because they
probably already have a short.
They don't spend a lot of time in the summer doing this. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
They're definitely speaking to people right now, easily. It's just
there's offers. I don't know if I saw where I saw. I think I was on Twitter. There's offers coming to them.
Romano,
Romano reported that people are coming to Bowley and Igbali, offering their
who that
clients.
Is as well. You know who.
They'd be like, you manage your shit. He's my client. My client can do a better job.
Mourinho,
for half the price.
It's Mourinho. It's Mourinho. 100%. Mourinho's already shown. He's already expressed his interest. Mourinho's going to happen.
And who's his agent?
Either now or it's going to be.
He's doing too good at Roma now. I don't see him coming to Chelsea now. He's doing too good at Roma.
I reckon he would. If this is the one, I think
he's about to get them to top 4 for the
He'll get
first time in a while now.
Probably, won't he? The problem is with that theory, and I don't think Mourinho, but Roma aren't going to spend a lot, and you know where he likes to spend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's doing all right with Roma. With
but Kai, I think
got them Dybala. Nobody thought they're gonna get Dybala.
He's leaving. But I think he thinks that overall long term that they won't back him where he wants to be backed. Do you know what I mean? Like what they're going to spend and everything like that, the limits and everything like that. And of course, he's want to come back to Chelsea now with the way the guys are spending.
And
you know what I mean?
As well, Dybala has a 12 million release clause this summer.
by the way. That was.
Yeah, but he still got him to join Roma, you know. Like,
true, but with the, I'm not saying there's nothing against Mourinho, but I'm talking about there will be players that leave Roma in the summer, like Dybala. They will, unless no one pays 12 million for him. Which
there's nothing against. This is against Mourinho, Kai. This is against like Roma and that.
Yeah, and.
Yeah,
it would be...
I don't know. I would love Mourinho. I would have anybody over Potter. I think Potter is like the worst manager we had in a long time, man.
Yeah, I would not want Mourinho.
I think he is the worst manager
it's
in
a fact.
25 years.
I reckon. I think Spalletti's contract's up in the summer. I wouldn't be surprised if it's his agent going forward as well with it.
I would bring Uncle Sarri back, bro.
Sorry, I don't think he's coming back.
Fuck off. No.
I don't think
He's such a good coach, though, Harry.
I
Why don't
like
you like
him,
bro?
I love him,
Yeah.
but he's not coming back.
Sorry, Ball. I just wasn't a fan, personally.
Well,
I mean,
are you enjoying Potter Ball?
anything's better than Potter Ball at the same time, so I do appreciate
Can
it.
I just say, I don't think Potter's worthy to have Ball underneath it.
Yeah.
It's a joke. It's the same as fucking Potter Clock. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people, I saw people in the Lewis chat saying like, oh, this guy clearly, he's like got a hard on for Potter. He's a Potter merchant and all that. I don't back Potter at all. If anything, the Potter Clock thing is a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah, they don't see the satire.
Look, it's part of, I do that. I do it whether we win or whether we lose. Especially, it's more so if we lose, I do it more so because it's a fucking joke. I don't back what he's doing at all. I think he's a clown. He's not fit for the job, and it's as simple as that. If anything, when I've done it on like my reviews on my channel, I've done it more so when we've lost, or when we've lost in like catastrophic fashion. I never do it if we win. I don't say it's Potter Clock. So this whole thing of like, oh, I've got an agenda for Potter, or I've got a hard on for Potter, is bollocks. It's an
I'm frustrated, man. How often has it been happening, Harry?
How often? So often.
Yeah, you seem frustrated, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Because it's meant to be a joke. It's meant to be a bit of a laugh. Do you know what I mean?
There's no such thing as jokes in YouTube chats, bro.
To be honest,
it's all real life.
It's at a point where I think
I've been called Chubby Chilwell too many times. I mean, it's gone to. It's gotten to me. It's gotten to me. I've taken it to heart.
I think it's
pre-season Chilwell, bro.
I can't be calling that by a Chilwell after how he got cooked. That's what I'm saying, man. Just might have to call him well.
I think the club are
you again.
It's too easy, man.
That's a second yellow, man. I'll tell you what, man. You're gonna be putting time out in a minute, man.
I mean, speaking of yellow cards, I do want to observe this with you guys right here. Hold on, let me pop this open.
Oh, you know Johnny's streaming right now, right?
Yeah, he can go fuck himself. Anyways, right here. This was the fucking the red card here. It's in slow-mo, which is perfect. Right there, you can see he's going for the shoulder, and it accidentally slips up and smacks him in the face. The angle.
He pushed him first, though. Didn't he come behind him and pushed him like really hard?
Yeah, Royale barged him. Yeah.
Yeah. So
right here. You see it. You see right here. Boom. Right there.
Yeah,
that's why Royale got a yellow for that.
Yeah.
It's hard to see.
I don't understand. For the life of me, I don't understand. Right, how this even became such a long-winded thing, because. In context, I know Ziyech has gone to. All he's trying to do is push him back.
Yeah.
I knowing what Ziyech is like, I know he's trying to push him in the face, and we all do as well. But he's missed and hit him in the shoulder. But it's in context. In the context of the altercation with Emerson Royale doing what he's done first, I think it kind of. Null and voids it null and voids what Ziyech has done in retaliation, because it's retaliation.
Yeah.
All it is it's like playground behavior. He's trying to just push him back. That's all he's trying to do. I was losing my nuts when it happened. I was losing my rag because
I was watching you from work, Harry. Harry went, "I'm gonna scream. They overturn it. I'm gonna scream as if we scored a goal." And he went, "They overturned." He went, "Yeah!"
Honestly, I celebrate. It's been so long since we celebrated a goal. I celebrated the rescinding of the red card like we'd scored a goal.
That's the only W we got.
I know. That's literally how bad it's got for Chelsea. It's really that bad.
Let's pretend we scored a goal.
Yeah, literally. Literally, that's how bad it's gotten.
We're so bad. We've gotten like Arsenal fans, or Arsenal fans like get the trophy of like, hey, we won the decisions today, but we didn't win the game.
It's so bad. It's so bad. The rivals are pitying us now. They are pitying us. They can't even banter anymore.
It's really bad.
I've said this. Is that even our fiercest rivals know we are not this bad. They know we're not this bad. They are fully aware that we are under the spell of Potter. You know, no pun intended.
It's not even a spell, man. It's a fucking curse.
No, it is literally the curse of like even Arsenal, even Tottenham. Tottenham came in here today and thought, if we don't beat Chelsea today, we are shit. We are absolutely shit.
Yeah.
And it took. I was convinced Richarlison would score his first goal against Chelsea.
Yeah.
In terms of first goal in the Premier League for Tottenham. But it wasn't him. It was Skip scored his first goal for Tottenham ever.
That's
fucking piss off.
That's a sackable offence.
Like, come on. Is that not the most Chelsea thing you've ever seen happen? Is there's just like we concede to a geezer who's never scored ever in his fucking life against for Tottenham.
Happens all the time. This is nothing new.
It's such a Chelsea thing. It's ridiculous. It's a curse. It happens all the time. If not that, it's a Chelsea player, former Chelsea player, scores against Chelsea all the time. Every single time.
Well, this season it's been both, yeah.
Omid Dajali said it first. It's a Chelsea fucking thing. It is.
Yeah.
Without fail. Without fail.
That's life.
Without fail.
That's life.
That's life.
Sometimes you lose. Like, I don't know. Potter's like the most tame version of Gattuso when he said sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. It is literally. He just rolls with the punches, doesn't he? Because he knows. It's 60 million in the bag, whether he likes it or not. It doesn't fucking matter to him.
This guy gives off a high school guidance counselor vibe. You know what I mean? He just gives off this like.
It's not even high school, elementary school.
It's all good.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks kind of vibe. He absolutely reeks.
The lads gave their all. I was watching fucking All or Nothing. Fucking, no wonder he doesn't like Aubameyang. I know why he doesn't like Aubameyang now.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking All or Nothing.
I thought that was a fake quote, Andrew. I
don't care, man. I wouldn't put it past him to say it. That's all. You know
can you elaborate?
No, it was real. It was real. I thought it was.
Wait, why doesn't he like Aubameyang?
It was real.
He watched All or Nothing Arsenal.
No wonder he doesn't like Aubameyang. That's the reason now. That's the reason he doesn't like Aubameyang, because of that fucking documentary right there.
Yeah, Marcel, they documented the whole Aubameyang Arteta fallout on that documentary.
How would you get easily influenced that easy over a documentary was watered down?
Because he's a weak man.
He's a weirdo, man. He's a creep, man. He probably likes feet, man. He's that kind of guy.
I don't understand what he has to like.
Chris, he gets influenced by social media. He started Mount against Southampton when he
tell me he doesn't look like that type of guy though. He does.
Mount deserves
the kind of guy who likes feet.
Mount deserves to be nowhere near the starting lineup against Southampton, and he started him just because of that banner. So he gets influenced by social media. Like this is nothing new here.
That's horrible.
I don't understand because before you say it, like Aubameyang literally has really good link up. He has our best finishing in the team, and like his work rate maybe not as good, but we shouldn't really care about a striker.
Who cares? We don't press. We don't press.
Yeah, like a striker's work rate and who offers goals.
We deep press.
Oh god, yeah.
So quick question, guys. What is February's goal of the month? What's February goal of the month for Chelsea?
Felix versus
the only fucking goal, bro.
That's exactly my point,
the only goal we scored.
Exactly my point, bro. Because
what a goal it was, though. What a goal it was. Jesus Christ.
I'll tell you what it is. It's nothing from the men's team. It's all going to be from the women's team.
Yeah.
You know what the irony is?
After this game, I was contemplating watching the women's team.
Yeah, give me some Sanko and Ron James.
Give me a win.
The women's team beat
the number one. Bro.
The women's team beat the fellow contender in the Premier League, the WSL, 2-0, and we lost 2-0.
Didn't they win in the FA Cup? They won like 8-0.
Yeah, they won by.
They scored more goals in one game than we've scored in like 20 matches.
I think probably Sanko has probably scored more goals than our whole squad combined. Let's be real.
Listen, our men's team is a shambles.
Emma Hayes probably have bigger balls than Potter, bro.
Yeah.
She does.
Probably. What do you mean probably?
Definitely.
She absolutely does. The bollocks on her are massive. Yes, you're right. They are huge. Have you not seen that video? Come on, everyone's seen that video.
Wait, what video?
Which video?
Be specific.
Where she talks about the standards of Chelsea.
video?
No,
Show
I
her
don't mean a
balls
video
there,
of
Harry.
her the size of her
Oh,
bollocks.
okay. No,
okay.
I had to make sure.
No, she's
You're not
like,
at the Chelsea level. You can fuck off.
she's like, this is Chelsea Football Club. If you're not here to win, then fuck off. Basically,
Yeah.
she's like,
No,
if you're
'cause the
here
way-
to win, if
the way
you
that you said it,
don't think you can
like she was
have
showing off her
the
balls in some
minerals
video, man.
to do what it takes to be a Chelsea football player, then fuck off. It's as simple as that. And she has it right. Let's have it right. She has it right. She does. She says it how it is.
Yeah.
She seems like a very, very nice, handsome woman, you know.
Better than Potter.
It doesn't matter, Kai. She still has the right mentality.
Yeah, she does,
By the
man.
way,
I'm not saying. I would take her
50
to manage Chelsea, bro. I don't mind.
55 of you guys watching, smash the like button if you think Emma Hayes has more balls than Graham Potter.
Of course she does.
And if you don't know football.
There you go.
That's simple.
I sent you a video. It shouldn't be copyright, but
Oh,
I've
okay.
seen that video, yeah.
I see it.
it's a good
I'll pull it
video.
up. I'll
It's
pull it
worth
up, I'll pull it up.
worth doing. Honestly, it's worth doing. It's really good.
Christ almighty, man.
She gives a better team talk than I could ever imagine Potter doing it, and that's the issue with him. Is that I've said this from day, because you want to give him the benefit of the doubt in that, like, the first few games, but then the downfall started to happen, and you think, what does he say to these geezers at half time? There's no, with Potter, before you press play, there is no intimidation factor with Graham Potter. He is a wuss. He's a wuss. He's the biggest pussy you've ever seen.
Harry,
There's nothing intimidating about Graham Potter. There's
It's
nothing.
literally been every single second half that we come out worse.
We always come out worse. Always come out worse.
And it's been. I think that was just his. I think today that was his 26th game overall in all competitions.
Which kind of, you know what, Potter make me question, yeah? People said, like, like, process takes time, blah, blah, blah. But I remember when Sari was here, it took us 3 games for me to know what exactly we're trying to do, man.
Yeah.
And we were never this bad,
And,
man. We were
Kai, he had the balls to stick by it as well.
Yeah, he was good. That's a process. You don't get an idiot to make you a process because you think, I don't understand this. Does process has to fucking us be in 10th in order for it to be a process? No. Even Ten Hag proved that you don't have to be that.
But
even in a process, we should be able to win games.
Come on, you go in at half time. Listen, even we're under Tuchel most recently, or you go in at like half time with Jose, or you go in with even with Sarri. Sarri was a nutter. You go in even with I can imagine even Di Matteo being quite intimidating when he goes in at half time. And that's probably one of the reasons we were successful in the Champions League, because the guy knew, Di Matteo knew this was his only chance to ever have a chance at winning anything, and he won it all. Is when we go in at half time with Potter.
Tom Fury might win this one.
What the fuck? What the fuck does Potter like? There's nothing intimidating about him. There's nothing. Like, you go in at half time with you go in at half time with Tuchel, with Conte, with Sarri, with Jose, and you're shitting yourself if you've had a bad performance.
But you don't need to be intimidated.
Potter, you're not scared. You're not scared if you go in with Potter, because you know your Mounts, your Havertz. You know your position is secured next week. You know.
Yeah. But the thing is, you don't need to be intimidating as a manager. You just need to be ruthless. That's two different things.
It's about accountability.
That's
it's the same thing, though.
Look at Ancelotti. Ancelotti, he's not known to be getting angry at all. Like, if you saw the John Owen McKelvey,
but he will just drop you out of nowhere.
Yeah, so
not out of nowhere, but he'll just be like, you're just shit. You're shit.
Yeah,
So get out of my club.
But Ancelotti has that aura around him, man. He's not like Potter. There's no aura around him. You're like, this guy's.
I'm gonna mute the word aura on Twitter, by the way.
Look at Ancelotti's comments.
It's the first time I said it, Oliver. I already got tired of it, bro.
No, not you, Kai. Not you, Kai. Just Twitter. Just Twitter.
Oh, gotcha.
What stream do you have for the fight, by the way?
Here, I'll send you a link. Here, hold on.
Is it good?
You send me a link to.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
tired
good,
of watching
it's
the.
good.
Look at
I got you
his
guys.
comments. Look at his comments.
Because the stream I've got is awful.
Around Liverpool.
Come on,
He
come on my Discord. I got you.
I just want Jake Paul to lose, bro, and apparently Tommy's doing good. So.
Yeah,
I got you guys. I got you.
I think apparently.
Yeah, let me play this video.
Apparently, it's 4 up.
Some of you ain't been good enough. We expect more. You should expect more. So many of you felt like deja vu from last year. This is a business. Is the consequence that clear in your mind? If it isn't, you need to become clear. This is fucking Chelsea. We demand a lot from this environment. We will give you everything. You put it in.
Nothing.
I have to say to you, get better or I'll get someone else in.
Yes.
Wake up. Wake up. It's not permanent. Wake up. Okay? I'm the leader. I drive the standards. If I don't set the tone, then I might as well be at another club. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
She said it right.
100%.
She landed the
Have my
minerals.
baby in
I'll
my
tell
hands.
you that. Fuck me.
Yes,
There's
sorry.
no chance in hell Potter says any of that shit. There's no chance. There's nothing. He never says anything like that.
He says.
Bro, Pato would be
says
like,
after a
"Excuse
shit
me,
performance-
could you play better, please?" That's the kind of guy he is.
Harry and Kai, check your Discords.
I got it.
After a shit performance,
Thank you.
Last week he says the boys played better in the second half. That's what he tells them. You played better in the second half, even though we lost. That's what he tells them.
This game, the boys gave everything again.
The boys gave everything this game. Really?
Yeah, I can't believe you said that
No, he
again.
didn't. He didn't
Yes,
say it. It wasn't
he
necessarily
did.
like that, was it? It was. What did he say? Oh,
He said
no,
it after-
he said the game was even or throughout. He said the game was even, and it wasn't even at all.
Oh,
it was
no,
not,
sure.
It was not even at all.
Of course not.
Well, in his mind it was, Harry.
Bollocks. I will say, I know people like I said earlier about people saying I have like I'm by no means more Potter in than anyone else. I think the whole thing we've been having Potter clock, and obviously I want it to work because it seems to
Chelsea.
but people seem to like it. So I'm like, obviously I want Potter to last so I can milk that sort of thing.
Content.
Deep down, we want it to work because he's the Chelsea manager.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that is the core of it all. It's just like, content aside, I hit 3,000 subscribers on YouTube today, and
congratulations, man.
I couldn't give a bollocks though. Thank you.
You got it, man. Congratulations. You know what that is? That's
I got
Fucking minerals, bruv.
got the
It's minerals. I got there eventually, but at the same time, I was.
Yeah.
I hit it today of all days, and we lost against Tottenham. I couldn't give a fuck. I couldn't give a bollocks. Honest to God, I of all days that I could have hit that number, it's come on probably the worst day because it's come against a loss against Tottenham, and I was on 2,800 subscribers today, and I got 200 more through a loss against Tottenham. I'd rather I didn't fucking do it. Honestly,
I want everyone to go right to the end of that stream, and Harry's going through talking about the sponsor and the way he's like nothing bad against sponsor, but just his general tone and everything like that. He's going, and he's abbreviating. Yeah, at the end, I couldn't fucking care. I couldn't give him a
well, no, because we've got a Chelsea fan team have a sponsor with Circle, who's like a gambling thing, and at the same time, it just got. They gave me the longest version of the sponsor, so it was like there's like variations of the sponsor. So some days it's like a shorter version, and if it's like a hard game or like a big game, they'll usually give me like easier ones because they know I won't care as much to talk about it. And they gave me the longest winded one possible, and it just and then it got to the end of the game. I was like, thank you very much. I couldn't give a fuck. Honestly, I just you've got on my nerves because you've given me that. I've had to like mention you so many times whilst I'm losing my rag, losing against Tottenham. But no, it's just that the fact of the matter is, it's just like even with like I've got the graphics with Potter and everything like that. I couldn't care less if he goes. Honestly,
You know what's
if
sad?
anything, I want him to go. I want him to go because
you know what's You know what's sad?
Potter clock's still staying. It's still gonna stay. I'm gonna keep it going.
You know what's really sad about this whole thing? Two things, right? One, there's over 50 of you in this room right now watching this video, and there's only 21 likes. So get those likes up. Don't be bums. Don't be bozos. Don't be like Potter. Okay, get those likes up. And the other thing is that we were so bad today that when Mason Mount came on, he actually looked decent. That's how bad we were today. When Mason Mount came on today, he created one chance, which is more than like what the team did the whole entire game. I know it's cringe. Yeah. I can't believe I'm saying it right now, but Mount actually looked decent. That's how.
Well, you know what, Marshall?
He also got booked like he always does, but
yeah.
Marshall, the
merchant, you know what I'm saying? Like only he could do it.
He claps the fans
and the passion. You see the passion.
The stats actually say that Havertz created the most chances, and that's where you can't look at this game via just stats. I mean, Havertz was shocking today. There's no,
I don't. You know what? I don't like that stat anymore. You know how illegitimate it is that they counted a big chance for him in the Dortmund game was the header that he mishit.
Yeah,
led to Dortmund scoring that goal. They credit him with a big chance. So I don't like that stat. I think it's awful. Bullshit, that stat.
There's no context.
I mean, that literally, they create a chance. You have to like just literally pass it forward or something like that.
Yeah,
and they can do whatever, enter the box or something like that. It's all bullshit.
I was just making the point about you got to factor in the eye test because Havertz was shocking today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't listen. You're right. Big chances. Big chances? Did we hit the post, the bar, make the goalie score? Save. Did we score? That's what I count. None this like headed on crap.
Right.
It's all rubbish.
Yeah, it's just it was all bad. Even today, like I couldn't believe. Like this is one thing I was really worried about is that we'll bring in these great players and we'll have them drop down to our level, and like today was a prime example. Like. Enzo looked like shit today. And I don't blame Enzo. I blame the tactics. I blame how the team was selected around him. But he was shit today.
Do you blame him for the clearance he did?
That clearance was that was 100% his fault.
Unnecessary. Unnecessary.
Anyone on Twitter saying that's on Kepa, like no. That's on Enzo not thinking clearly and saying like, oh, Kepa can grab the ball and just hold possession. Yeah, I understand he was reacting and trying to clear the ball out. Like, yeah, sure, that's what you're supposed to do. But like, also at that level of a player, a World Cup winner, you're supposed to be clear-headed. If that was Thiago Silva, Thiago Silva lets the ball go and lets Kepa hold it, and he defends the ball.
He just shields the ball. He just shields the ball. That's all.
Mind you, I know Thiago Silva's a defender, but like he's got the experience and the intelligence to do that. That's my point. What I'm saying with that, Oliver. But
yeah, well. We're gonna need a solution because Thiago Silva's now out and there's no news on it. I'm very
probably a knock. I hope
I hope it's minor because I can't go on like this. I mean, actually, Fofana was decent when he came on, I guess. So that's all right, I guess.
Yeah, and you know what? Like even today, like I can't really knock Koulibaly too much. No. Like I think the defense overall was outside of those the set piece goal. Maybe he should have done better, Chilwell. But the center backs, I guess I should just specify. The center backs today were pretty good, and like I know we mentioned why Koulibaly starting and all that, and Thiago Silva, Badiashile, all that stuff. I think what I'm noticing is that what Potter likes to do in the center back pairings is he likes to put one experienced center back to guide the rest of the defense. And today, Koulibaly was that person instead of Badiashile. And that's why I think last game when Badiashile looked shaky, I think it's because Badiashile was listening to Koulibaly's advice and saying like, hey, move forward, press the ball now. And like when you're that inexperienced player and you're the experienced one telling the other defender how to move and how to maneuver, I think that affects the game. And that's why Badiashile last game didn't have that good of a defensive performance. Yeah, it was bad. Today was bad overall. It was just absolute shit. Like we had Sterling and João Felix in the defense half the time just trying to recover the ball. Havertz was definitely not good today either. better than last game, but that's not really saying much. But it's just, it was shit. It was overall shit, man. I don't even know how much more I could talk about.
No, but like how many games in a row can you say that, you know, we were generally shit, or like we did this bad, or we did this bad. I got to the end of the stream today, the watch along today, and I was like, I've said this so many times. So many times I've said the same thing over and over again, thinking like what can we do? And the answer is nothing. There is not a lot we can do when it comes to progression play, even pressing. The press on their goalkeepers, and not just today, but in general. The press on the goalkeeper and the defense, completely non-existent. There's nothing there. Absolutely nothing there. We never ever press the goalkeeper or the defense, the defenders ever. There's nothing ever there. What can anyone here actually tell me what Chelsea are good at right now?
Losing. They're good at losing. Yeah, that's it.
But a positive. What's a positive that we're good at? I wasn't specific. What is a positive thing that we are good at right now? Because I've always said, like, there's one thing we are consistent at, and we are consistently good at being shit all the time. We are consistently shit. The players are consistently shit every single game. It always comes, and the second half starts, we're shit straight away. And this game took it by the fucking biscuit. Honestly, like, if there was ever a second half performance that was bad, it was this second half, because we lost the game in 20 seconds. Immediately.
Yeah.
It was just
very much Real Madrid vibes, you know?
The only positive were our centre-backs, and that seems to be like a reoccurring kind of thing. The centre-backs are all right. Everyone else.
Just our centre-backs pretty much.
But how tiring does it get? How tiring does it get that we back our defenders are the strong point?
Yeah.
Our defenders shouldn't be the strong point. Our goalkeeper shouldn't be accountable for the issues that happen. It shouldn't be down to our goalkeeper and our defenders. It should be, how did the midfield do? How did the attack do? How did our striker do? It's never, ever down to how they do. It's always, our defenders did well. Thiago Silva was good. Reece James was good. Kepa was good. I'm sick and tired of those three players being our scapegoats for how good we've been. Because it just shows how shit we are if our three best players are our goalkeeper, our centre-back, who is 38 years old, and our right-back, who, let's face it, today was fucking awful, and that is not his fault. He's unfit, he's coming back from injury, he's probably a little overweight from what he would like to be, and he doesn't fit Potter's system. Again, he's one of those players.
Yeah, no, and you know what's sad? This comment right here. We still have Conte and Pulisic coming back. They've linked up before. Listen, with Potter as a manager, he's gonna fuck that up too. He's gonna put Conte in a position where he doesn't play normally, he doesn't like to, or he's not gonna play him at all, or sub him in. And Pulisic probably gonna put him at like left wing back, right wing back, or right wing. Like, it's just
Pulisic won't even touch the pitch. We have Sterling and Mudryk on the left. But he won't.
What's horrible? Like, Sterling had a decent game today.
Yeah,
I guess he's the only one that can really, and he was playing left wing, and it's just like, now what? Like, it's just, I have no hope because.
What does Thomas boys mean when they'll link up again? What are we talking about?
Does it mean Kante and Pulisic linked up
before? Did I miss some? And this isn't against Thomas boys, but did I miss something like the great goal contributions that these two?
I don't know, man.
I mean, are we relying on a combination of Kante and Pulisic to get us out of this?
It's honestly, if Kante comes back, we start winning.
We might as well shut up shop now.
I mean, The only link up I remember between Kante and Pulisic was in the
It's a draw.
2020 in the 2021 in the Champions League. It was a Real Madrid game. Kante to Pulisic to Mount.
Yes, come on. Sorry.
Oh my god. No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
He's finally lost. He's finally fucking lost. Fuck off.
Lost.
He lost. Thank God for that.
Good for him. Thank goodness.
Suck my bollocks. I'm sick of it. I fucking hate him. He's such a fucking annoying
That's the
cunt.
loudest he's cheered all day.
Yeah.
He's
Hey, can't blame him. Can't blame him.
My God, he's the most
Much of a
annoying
boxer.
cunt.
But yeah,
Sorry,
speaking on annoying cunts, Graham Potter. Anyways, what were you saying?
No, he's just a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what I saw, man. I like what I saw today.
I'll take anyone that's semi-proven or proven at the top level, honestly. Like whether that's
Who's that guy who's managing a French team that just plays Football Manager all the time?
oh, what Will Steele or Ream?
Yeah, get him.
He's undefeated still, I'm pretty sure. Unless he lost,
Get him.
unless he lost today. I don't know if he lost today, but yeah, he drew as well.
I think it's sad that if Conte comes back and we actually start winning games, I think it's absolutely pathetic that we have to rely on Conte to win games. Because when you think about it, like the last game Conte played that we looked decent was, Conte played was the last Spurs game. Funny enough.
Marshall, you say that, but this is almost like the new standard for us. We're like a 1 to 2 man team. Like before Reece James just got injured recently, the narrative has always been that Reece James is out of the team, so we can't play football. And as much as it doesn't make any sense, that seems to be the trend. We are always, when we have a fit team, we are 1 or 2 players away from catastrophe.
That's the problem.
Horrible.
That's the problem.
And when
I want to be talked about a team that, if we're missing a player, it's an attacker or something. You know what I mean? Not our right back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not one of our defensive midfield. The defensive midfield is very important. I've seen Casemiro's impact.
Yeah.
He's had. You know what I mean? That's fine, but why are we? People want Kante back, whose last great run of performances was nearly 2 years ago in the Champions League.
Oh, he can't do much worse than what our current
No,
midfield are
but
doing,
that's
though.
the problem. That's
What was
the
it?
problem. I've got a feeling. I hope I am proven wrong. Everyone's building up for a Kante return, and I don't think they're going to like what they're going to see.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for him to get back into form. But I mean, Potter's form is so bad.
Yeah.
With what is it? I keep having to remind myself of just how bad it is. 9 losses in 15 games.
Yep. 2 wins in 15 or 16.
2 wins in 15.
10 away.
2 wins in 15, 9 losses in 15, and the rest are draws.
I think after today, it's actually 16. 2 wins in 16.
I thought it was 16 today. That's
well, it sounds even worse. It's
15,
so bad.
16, still rubbish. Still rubbish.
Really, really bad.
No win in 10 away games.
Our last away win was Villa in October, wasn't it?
Oh my God.
Even that was awful.
6 games without a win. We haven't done that in 10 years. So.
Damn. And this is depressing. Absolutely, like.
That's bad though, Marshall. Even if let's say we beat Dortmund, yeah, I want him out even more than right now because that actually.
Dude, I was actually going to say, Will, thank you for bringing this up. Even if we win the Champions League by some miraculous miracle, I still want him out of the club. It's that deep at this point.
I don't know.
I don't know if you guys agree. I don't know. What do you mean? No, there's no way. Absolutely not. Like he's done so much damage that if he actually wins the Champions League by some miracle, I want him out of the club. No way. No, I can't do this anymore.
If he was to win the Champions League,
if he won it, it's pot o'clock. It's pot o'clock every day of the week. I'm sorry.
If he was to win the Champions League,
I'm pissing so many people off with that.
No.
That's fine. Hey, they're not smashing the like button, so they can get pissed off all they want. Go ahead.
If Potter was to win the Champions League, I would legitimately call football a fake sport.
Yeah.
It would be a fake sport. I would think it's rigged. I think it's the worst. It's the worst rigging. I wouldn't watch football again.
Andrew,
oh, if Potter wins the Champions League,
I think it's fake. I think
I would think it's a simulation.
I would start looking for plugs to see if I'm plugged into the Matrix. I really would. That's how bad it is. But you're right. Even if he won it, I'd still want him gone.
Even for next season.
Yep. I'd still want him gone.
I want him gone. I would have him
Maybe.
outdoor for Jose Mourinho tomorrow. But like, if he won Champions
It's not
League,
going to happen. He's not going to win.
I know he's not going to.
No, Chris. I don't mean that. I don't mean that.
Oh, you don't know. You don't know.
He's not going to win the Champions League. He's not going to.
Nah, yeah, I know he's not. I don't have that gut feeling like I do.
If he beats Dortmund, I feel like without him, we might be able to.
Hey, my Fafana card gets upgraded. That's all I care about at this point.
But,
I know we're not winning it.
I hate you. I hate you.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but
I hate you.
I'm just tired.
If Zidane wants to come to Stamford Bridge, and you want to learn English, Zenedine, we can become friends. Okay, you can come over to the Chelsea. I'll swallow the pride. Okay, I'm that desperate. I will swallow the pride.
It's just it's literally gotten to a point that's so depressing. Can I ask you guys what you guys thought of that lineup? Like what you thought was wrong with it, what you would have done differently? I guess Harry, we'll start with you. Because I felt like a lot of people had an issue with the lineup.
I think for me it was just Havertz starting again. Like
yeah, I can see that.
And also I want to say Havertz was probably not the most surprising addition to the side. It was the lack of Badiashile for the side, honestly.
Yeah.
Badiashile missing from the side was I mean, that's how I say it anyway. I feel people say Badiashile or whatever, but you know what I mean. Badiashile, him missing from the squad was probably the more surprising out of the squad. And again, like I feel like maybe Madueke probably should have been in the squad over Ziyech. But I'll still back Potter with his decision to start Ziyech because if there's ever a player in the squad to replicate that sort of like Marcus Alonso sort of like vibe, it's Ziyech. He's the last player that has that sort of.
Is this how much we're clutching on straws right now?
I know, but you have to remember the Ziyech's like wonder goal that like a couple of years ago.
Oh no, that was fantastic! I know.
Yeah. Fucking hell, the views he got me on that, on my reaction for that one was mental.
Yes.
I never want to see.
It's like
I
got like 100,000 views on that one, so I'll thank him for that. But still, but even still, like I think that's the only reason I would possibly back him to have started Ziyech in that occasion. But personally, I would have gone with Madueke over Ziyech, Badiashile over Koulibaly every day of the week, and I'm trying to think who was it? Sterling. I think Sterling warranted a start, to be honest with you.
After the Southampton cameo, yeah.
But apart from that, like the only downfall today, probably lineup-wise, was Thiago Silva getting injured. Apart from that, you could argue that he teased Aubameyang starting today.
Yeah, he did.
But let's be honest, it was never going to happen. Nope. It was never going to happen. We all knew Havertz was going to start. Ziyech starting. We are like, if any of you watched the Chelsea Fan TV podcast that we just done with the Blue Balls one with me, Lewis, and Ben and Fata, it was we predicted Ziyech was going to start. We predicted Ziyech was going to start, and he did.
This guy was out.
We knew it was against all odds. It was against all odds, but we predicted that Ziyech would start today, and he did. He did.
You know what?
Mental, but we predicted it.
I don't know what.
And then Havertz starting up front. We wanted. We went for Aubameyang to start, but we predicted Havertz would start as well.
Harry.
Andrew, you said it. No, but this is the one big thing that I was annoyed about. Andrew, you said it. Why the fuck aren't we starting Zakaria?
Yeah.
If honestly, I think it's because he's not 100% fit.
But you threw Kovacic straight back into the lineup.
because he's proven.
This is the problem. He's contradicting himself. He's contradicting himself.
I get you. I do get you. But
he threw James straight back into the lineup as well, just after he came back from injury. He did it twice.
Yeah, it's
but
bullshit.
was Ruben even that bad today? Or just
the game completely passed it by. He did nothing.
I back Ruben in the sense that I don't think he was that bad. Honestly, I don't think he was.
He wasn't like
terrible.
there. Like I don't think he cost us the game.
I'll tell you that. I think it was better than Enzo for
sure. I think he just ghosted for me.
I thought Enzo had a really good ball, but
he touched the ball 37 times.
When I watched Chelsea play in recent weeks with Ruben, I never really think he's a problem. I just don't think he offers that much positivity either. No. I never look at Ruben and think, "Oh, this guy's been awful today." I never really get that feeling with him. So
I just don't think
he's just a body, isn't he?
He's not the right. The game that he has the. For me, he has the physicality of a good partner for Enzo, but he just doesn't play like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's not a defensive player.
He's not a defensive midfielder. So it's like, then you have Enzo dropping deeper to be a defensive midfielder when he's a creative six.
And even
he's supposed to be dropping that
and even with Ruben's physicality, like, and again, I don't want to rag on him here, but like, even with his physicality, I don't see him shrugging people off the ball. He goes down quite a lot.
He's not done that since pre-injury.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oliver, literally, he's just got the frame now. He's just there, but he just plays like a small player.
It's like Lukaku, isn't it? He's all big, but when he actually gets into it, it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's like someone's put on a Ruben Loftus-Cheek costume.
Yeah.
Inside, the guy's like 4'9" or something like that. You know, there's guys here that have got like, you know, big. They've got the big arms. You know, they go to the gym. But like a regular person could like 1v1 them a little bunch of rumble. That's literally.
It's like the guy's pumped up on steroids, but he's got the high squeaky voice. You know. That's what he is. That's what he is.
Oh, it's
that's just him. That's what
genuinely. It's just cashing money to cut out Ruben Loftus-Cheek, man.
No, but he's not. Everything's right. I'm not cussing him out because of the way he performed today. No. That's fine. I'm just thinking overall, generally, if you're going to play two in there, the way Potter's playing Enzo is a disgrace. The way he's playing him.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand why we didn't play Zakaria today.
This is why we should have kept
Jorginho.
Yeah. This is the thing too. This is the thing with Ruben. Like, I don't think Ruben is necessarily like bad at the midfield position or bad today. Well, he was not. Both the midfielders weren't up to snuff, right? But it's like, Ruben's just not the right quality or enough of a midfielder to really be there partnering Enzo. I'd rather have a Zakaria there. I'd rather have a Conte. I'd rather have, unfortunately, we don't have him anymore. I'd rather have a Jorginho there.
Yeah.
Not Ruben. Ruben is the player that I want there if we don't have any other options that'll get a job done or be decent enough. I don't want decent in that midfield. I want good.
There's another problem for me as well. Like, you know, like you talked about like lineup. I didn't have a big issue with the lineup. Is for me, I didn't see the second half, but I look at the subs. Yeah, like what the fuck are the subs? Like, you bring on Mason Mount, you bring on Mason Mount for Ziyech.
Yeah, so
why not Nani? Okay, you bring on Zakaria when we're 1-0 down. Yeah, like why not like more attacking?
Why not Aubameyang? Why wait till the 80th minute to bring on Aubameyang? What the fuck do you expect to do?
He waited for the game to be dead. It was dead when Aubameyang came on.
Yeah, Aubameyang came on when we were 2-0 down.
Yeah.
When he brought on Mount and Zakaria, and by the way, subbing on a DM when you're 1-0 down. I mean, what is that?
Bringing on Aubameyang and Mudryk, after 10 minutes left is criminal, bro.
By the way,
it's honestly, it's just like the Ronaldo situation. It is just insulting at that point. I feel horrible for Aubameyang right now. I don't care what he did. I don't care. Chris, I understand. Yeah. I don't care what Aubameyang did in that All or Nothing documentary or what he did for Arsenal. That situation, you as an intelligent quote unquote manager, Potter, you should be able to separate that situation to the one that you're currently in. Because like in the one that Aubameyang is currently in, when he first came to the club, he looked like he was actually willing to play for the club. He looked like he was enthusiastic about playing for Chelsea. At this point now, you've turned him into the player that you see in All or Nothing. You've turned him into that player that doesn't want to play for Chelsea. He doesn't like the manager because the manager doesn't respect him in any way. It's fucking horrible. The management has been absolutely horrible. I'm so fucking fed up. Go ahead, Will.
This is one of the worst examples of mismanagement I've seen at like the top level in so long. Like with all of our players, whether it's players coming back from injury, whether it's needless rotation when you're trying to build consistency, whether it's leaving arguably one of our better players last week, David Datro Fofana, out of the squad and consistently playing.
Subbing him off, yeah.
Well, I wanted to talk about that because there was a report this week that Potter's stat guy said that Fofana is better than Aubameyang in every metric. So why isn't he in the squad?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
It makes no sense.
Like Chukwuemeka, another one. We brought this brother for £20 million sterling.
That's another guy. I forgot. That's another guy that I'd rather see over Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah.
Was Carney even in the squad?
No, he's never. No, he's barely in the squad.
No, you know what? It's so sad Harry left.
Oh, Harry's left.
He's gone. He's gone.
No more Potter clock.
Emotional damage.
It's just been done. We're done. We're washed. Boys.
That's gonna be the end of the season. Potter's gonna hit that end of the season, man.
There's a lot that's going on right now, obviously with Chelsea and whatever, but it's at a point where it's just horrific. It's a disgrace. Those quotes after the game that are real, I really thought it was a parody account when I first looked at it. I saw the verification. I was like, "Oh, you're taking the piss."
Bro, the Arsenal quotes, genuinely, really I couldn't believe those are real either. I genuinely couldn't believe.
And Ahmed, there were reports that likened Potter to Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp.
I can't lie. Klopp's kind of. I know he's had a tough time at Liverpool, but if Klopp walks, he's not going to walk. But in an ideal world, I would.
Look at Klopp. Klopp took that Dortmund team to a Champions League final. How are you comparing Potter?
He's also took this cheap ass Liverpool team to a Premier League side, winning side, and competing and winning Champions League and getting to another Champions League.
How are you comparing that to Ostersund and Swansea and Brighton?
You know what?
What are we doing here?
If you've watched the channel for a long time, you would have seen my slander for a certain manager who's balled in the past. Okay, not Ten Hag actually. It's not Ten Hag this time. So, but Zidane, I'm sorry, Zidane. Yeah. I'm sorry, Zinedine. I'm sorry. I will take you. I'm on my knees. If you're willing to come to Chelsea, your CV is just his CV. His CV. Okay, Marshall. You had to make it weird, didn't you? You had to make it weird. Not in that way. Let's pause. Okay. Let's pause. But Zinedine, if you're willing to come to Stamford Bridge.
Listen, even that, brother, he's got an asterisk on him. Let's be real, man. Zidane asterisk, if you try to bring them in.
But the thing is
Enrique asterisk. Like, it's just like the guys that are out there.
I'd rather take the asterisks at this point because we need to win. Like, even in Ahmed, you must admit, everyone here must admit, even in a project, you must be able to beat teams.
I think for me, you're just going to have to bring in an interim and then look around the summer, I think. But the question is who you bring as an interim?
I think the most balanced option, I think, like objectively, is probably Hansi Flick as a manager who has worked with young players and also delivered like trophies quickly. I think you might think of Flick. I think another option they could go for is maybe Ruben Amorim of Sporting Lisbon. They made contact with him back in September anyway. Poch probably won't happen. I think he'll reject us. I think he'll go back to Spurs.
I think he already rejected us.
Yeah, I think that was true actually. That report, because there's been so many different. And do you know what? Graham Potter this week, I still relatively respect him as a coach for what he did at Brighton and whatever. I think he's a success story that I'm not gonna just wash away and give him no credit in his career. I actually wasn't necessarily against him when he got the job to start with. I liked him a lot. It was my second
any of us were
behind Enrique. The problem is that he's really run me up the wrong way this week with those fucking quotes. They've really pissed me off. Like, there's one thing you need in this job, and that is to take accountability. He doesn't seem like he's taking accountability. It seems like he's trying to wipe all the problems under the rug, which is just not going to work here. You're not at Brighton with a small squad. You can play the same relative lineup week in, week out and build a style and a system like that. You're not going to get the time or consistency to do that. He needs to be more real with what he's going to do. And I think it's just a horrific appointment with how big our squad is and some of the experience that is in our squad. It doesn't match up. It's a horrific appointment. It doesn't match up.
The worst thing is though,
before we go on, hold on. I need you guys' undivided attention. Almost 80 of you guys watching. All right. Hey, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. All right. Smash that like button because this conversion rate is worse than Chelsea's win rate. Okay.
Worse than Werner's at Chelsea.
Smash it. Yeah.
It might be better. It might be better.
Listen, I'm holding you gently like a wounded swole in my hand, okay? Swan, whatever. I don't fucking give a shit. Smash the like button. Get us to 40 likes. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Also check out the memberships, all right? I'm putting you back down.
Yeah, if you don't smash the like button, you want Potter in.
Twitter.
Yeah, you want Potter in if you don't smash the like button.
You clearly want him in.
You got to plug the Twitter, Marshall.
Yeah, and the Twitter is there as well. Make sure you guys check out the Twitter in the description, okay? But yeah, continue. I'm sorry I interrupted someone. I'm sorry. It was important.
Yeah, I was just saying. The thing is with Potter, like you say about his like managing of like, oh, he's not a Brighton where he's got one game a week. Well, the thing is, he has had one game a week for a few weeks now.
True.
And against Southampton, he has the, I don't know, he wants to rest these players. And the worst one for me is giving these guys 3 days off in the lead up to this game. We saw them today. It looked like they had 3 days off. There was nothing there. He just doesn't manage the situation correctly at all.
What did the 3 days off cook for us? Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh,
those days off didn't do shit.
It literally makes us.
We looked the worst, if anything.
Yeah, it makes our match sharpness a lot less, and it doesn't allow players to be eased back into another game.
The players have done too,
and also like. I think with Potter, he just contradicts himself. Him as a coach at Brighton and Chelsea contradicts himself. So at Brighton, he was known for easing players he didn't like out relatively quickly and making it clear. He looks like he's done that with arguably the wrong players in Jorginho, whether you want to believe the Kovacic stories or whatever, that as well, which is just so stupid, and he's misread that situation completely. Two of the most respected senior players in our squad. That is outrage. And he's also he just contradicts himself. His career has been consistency with your approach and style and with your squad, which is fair enough, and it works if you're in that sort of environment. But now at Chelsea, you're changing stuff every week, which to me seems like, one, you're not a winner. So the second thing is, I need to see something where you can stick with what you know and what you can do. And he's not even doing that. He's buckling under the pressure, I think. And that's why it will never work. You can't buckle under the pressure while having nothing to fall back on either. It's just contradicts himself week in, week out with what he says, what he does, what he's done before in his old jobs. It's just not. And to be fair, I don't even really. People were saying, "Oh, Tuchel and all this have passion, whatever." I couldn't give a shit. I'm sorry.
That's just
it's nice to look at in like edits and fan cams and get you hyped up after a trophy win, whatever. But at the end of the day, I just don't really care about that. Honestly, Sarri's one of my favourite managers in football. Yeah, you don't see him like running up and down the touchline, crap like that, and sucking off all the fans' needs. No, he's a real manager with bollocks to stick to what has made him successful. So it just pisses me off. What he's done here has just pissed me off, Potter.
No, but that's what I'm saying, Will. Like, I don't understand this, like, love, or we need a manager that's when we score goals, yeah, or when digs out our player or something like that. Bro, not all managers do that,
Yeah.
We don't need that style. Is not the only style to manage people.
Yeah, if you look at people like Flick and Zidane, people like to talk about their aura or whatever. Yes, they obviously, especially Zidane's really respected because of his player career as well. But if you look at players that have worked with Flick and Zidane, they say that they're some of the nicest people you'll ever meet, but there's a boundary between taking the piss and the respect that's given both ways between the coach, the player, and so forth. You need someone where that demands respect. You don't need to dig players out every week. You don't need to. You can do that if you want. If you want it to be toxic, do it. Be my guest. But if you're winning, I don't really care. But there is a difference, isn't there, between demanding respect and being disgraceful to your players.
We don't want a situation like Jose Mourinho's second term, guys. Let's be real, guys. We know what that was like, bro. All right, every single player literally down tools. but barring Willian, essentially, in that season that we came 10th.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. And the thing is, even with Potter, I just feel like the players have down tools. They don't know what to do, bro. There's nothing there. We're not really cooking.
That comment is spot on, by the way. Down below, that is spot on. Like, why would our players be a part of this? Like, why would the players want to give their all when they know they're probably going to leave?
I'll answer that. I'll sort of give a alternative to that. Like you look at Arteta's team right now. You look at you look at his like first 11. Yeah. He's replaced compared to when he got there. He's replaced 10 players in his first 11. The only one still there is Granit Xhaka. So do you not think back in 2019, 2020, 2021, do you not think that those players knew that they were going to get sold? And yet Arteta's Arsenal have not been worse than this at any given point in time.
100%. I think this is a new level of low. Like, I'm not even trying to. I'm not trying to defend anyone necessarily, but it's just this.
You know what it is. You know what it is, Oliver. I think I can give you a better answer than that.
All right.
Under Arsenal, when you look at the guys that you're talking about, did he actually play them like? I think barring like the first when he came in, like midway through the first season. But when it came to the second season, did he play the guys that you knew were going to get chipped out?
Well, he
barring Pepe and Kolasinac, I would say.
I think the first person to get frozen out was Ozil because they left him out of the Premier League squad, and that was like well, after he won the FA Cup, I think that was. So it was relatively quickly.
Yeah,
it was relatively quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. So let's look at Chelsea Football Club right now.
Yeah,
right, let's look at our team. Okay, maybe the back four, barring like Kepa, are probably going to stay at the club. Koulibaly, he probably might be leaving. He probably might not. We never know of him. All right. Yeah. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, is Ruben Loftus-Cheek going to be at the football club next season? Let's be real, guys.
Probably not. No.
All right. Ziyech, is Ziyech going to be at the club? Ziyech going to be at the club next season. I'm generally asking questions. All right. Havertz, most like no. Havertz, I don't think he's going to be at the club next season.
I think he might stay. Actually, I one of them.
I don't know, but with him,
God help me. God help me.
I think with Havertz, I think let's say 50-50 for argument's sake. I'm with him.
Okay.
The guys that he's brought on from the bench, Zakaria. I don't know if this guy's going to stay or not.
I don't think he will. I don't think they'll play.
So there we go. Mount going to stay? I don't think so either.
I think he's going to leave as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got that Aubameyang leaving. Mudryk is there.
I think if Newcastle come in for him, I reckon he'll leave.
Yeah, Mudryk just come to the club. So for me, the thing is, okay, a lot of these guys are leaving. Why don't you just play the guys that you know you're gonna have next season? There's no point of playing these guys.
Maybe he already is though. That's the thing. You might already with maybe bar like Ruben or Ziyech every now and then. But
look, Madueke is not playing Champions League football, so he's only playing Premier League football. Because remember, he's not part of the Champions League squad.
Yeah.
So why not at least play him? And even if he makes mistakes in these games, don't get me wrong. Okay, he's made mistakes in the game, but at least he's getting game time to at least try and improve his game. That's all it is. Madueke and Mudryk aren't being given direction. I said this before to Marshall and Oliver before. They're not being given direction. They're not being told. Yeah, if you coach these wingers properly, you can tell them this is what I want you to do. Do your thing and attack, but make sure to come back for defense. But if they're not being told that, are they going to come back for defense? No, because in their leagues they didn't need to do that.
Or the instructions they're getting given, like for example, Kukurea seems to their passing seems to be almost the same. Like
Reece James, did Reece James look like he was attacking today?
No.
No. Chilwell, another one.
Especially after Silva came off with the injury, he was a lot more conservative, James.
Which is fine in a sense, but it's like when you've got a team like this, you need to any manager needs consistency.
You need a spark. You need a spark from somewhere.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this: do you guys think it's time to give up the 4 in the back and go back to a 3?
I don't really.
No,
I don't care.
The thing is, Marshall, it doesn't matter if it's 4 or 3 at the back.
No.
Yeah.
It just matters that the formation works. Listen, I told people
this formation is not working.
But it's not the problem is it's not the quarterback though.
The system doesn't work.
Shape though, yeah. Defensively, we're actually doing good. That's the thing. Apparently we have the 3rd best defense in the league.
We do.
It's just that we can't score.
We're lucky to have Silva in that back 4.
And also, like the thing of Badishile's still come good, and Koulibaly, like barring like the Southampton game, has started to come back to what his regular self at the very least, or becoming a competent defender. Fofana's there. Yeah, Chalobah, generally speaking, he's just a competent defender that we also have. So defensively, that's not really our problem. The problem is where it starts at midfield, and then attack.
We get worse, Ahmed. We get worse the more forward we go.
Yes, exactly.
Quite simply.
Thing is, it's like it is really unfair on like Enzo Fernandez, and that's especially when you're not a natural like sitter at all. It's just not you as a player. You want to be just like in front of the sitter, who has a high volume of passing, a very good range, decent against the press. Okay in the tackle. Like you don't want to be sitting back and then half your game is sort of very, how do I say, it's almost like just held back. I really hope in the summer that we don't sign Jude Bellingham. I think
that'd be horrible.
If we sign Jude Bellingham, as much as I like him as a player and whatever, I think that would just show to me that these guys are just not in it for actually making a good football squad. And that would be one of
the only way I'm taking Bellingham is if we play him and Enzo as 8 and a DM behind them. I cannot see that as a double pivot. Absolutely not.
I think Lavia.
Everyone, go ahead. Lavia, what? Go ahead. Cool.
Lavia would be my option as the 6. And if you want to get better, well, fair enough. Do whatever.
Everyone, get your spit buckets ready because Pete is here to spit game.
Why is he? His team lost 1-0, bro. You know what I mean? You can hold that.
Here to spit facts, bro.
You can hold that,
bitch.
Yeah, you can hold that.
You're getting your 5 out of 10 jokes off, Ahmed. Keep going, man.
No, man. Enjoy Luton Town. Enjoy that Luton Town, bro. Enjoy Luton Town, man.
But a civil engineer. Comedy ain't for you.
in terms of like the formation change, this is what I was getting at. Really, I think the midfield 2 is not working. The past 2 games, we've been just completely demolished in the midfield with Enzo and Ruben, or Enzo and Kova. Like our midfield today was absolutely non-existent, and whenever they was there, we were just pressed and forced to the wings. I just think
Marshall, you have to look at it from this perspective. Enzo and Ruben and Enzo and Kovacic, they are not a complementary partnership. Enzo and Zakaria is, and we saw that for like 20 minutes today. I think there needs to be balance there. I don't think that's the system. It's the profile was within it. And selling Jorginho does not help whatsoever. I would have loved to have seen him play with Enzo. But right now, Zakaria is practically the only option that can maybe allow Enzo to get a bit more forward and express his creative capabilities.
What are we thinking about that, boys?
Are we playing Zakaria?
We should.
I'm saying we should, yeah.
Like, I guess.
Who else are we gonna? I mean, is Ruben gonna be the guy? Like, other than Kante, is Ruben gonna be the guy that's gonna be pairing up with Enzo the whole time?
This club sold our one sitting midfield player for 12 M's, man. So they can
exactly. That's what I just
Yeah, they made this problem. This wasn't
to a certain extent, yeah.
No, it's not to a certain extent. They made this problem. The one guy they could have paired Enzo with and conceivably had a functioning pivot with, they just decided to sell it to a team chasing their first title in 19 years.
and by the way, look at how good he looks with attackers that actually move off the ball compared to our static front 5. It's night and day.
He can't pass forward.
He can't pass forward, exactly, yeah.
He can't pass forward, and he gets done in transition, so he's no good. He was holding our attackers. We've been so good. We've been so capable and such a functional, cohesive unit since he's left. We've been.
No, they shifted the blame to Cucurella instantly.
They shifted the blame to Cucurella. He got benched, and Chilwell looks even worse. So I wonder who the next scapegoat is, guys.
Yeah.
Who's our next scapegoat going to be? Are we going to blame Koulibaly for randomly playing?
Yeah.
Anyone but Mason Mount. But at this point, it's not even Mason Mount. It's the manager.
Oh, we know what it is, but like. Hey guys, it's all good. They got the open door policy and they got their long-term vision, so it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good, guys. We can't be upset. That's what we wanted.
Yeah, it's just fucking. Man.
Nah, man, we wrote out the season, right? I thought we wrote it off. This is what people are saying. How's it, man?
Yeah, but like we're on our way to relegation in this form, man. I truly, genuinely believe that.
Yeah, but Marshall, if that was a possibility, then why are we writing off the season? Why were we so arrogant to think this couldn't happen to us? Why were we so arrogant to think this would go well?
But the thing is, like, you look at the player quality.
It's because we're arrogant. I mean,
we're arrogant.
like,
but surely you look at that player quality, and you're thinking like, surely we can get something. We can beat Southampton. Surely we can get. Look, I wasn't expecting to beat Spurs. I was expecting to lose, right? But god damn, we looked worse. I didn't even think I could say this, but we looked worse today against than Southampton.
Marshall, you think we're beating Leeds next week?
No.
There's a slight chance, you never know.
Chris, be honest with yourself.
Let me spoil it for you guys. No. Leeds are a desperate team. They are a physical team. They're playing on the tiny pitch at Stamford Bridge. They're going to sit deep. They're going to press us in zones. A lot of people are going to play a lot of safe passes. There's going to be useless possession recycling. And then we are going to get upset when it finishes 1-1 or 0-0 or something like that.
I'll take a draw.
I would too.
Oh no, I was thinking more along the lines of we're going to lose that game.
I'm not down bad, like just to get any points at this point because we do need some points. Like I think we're 10 points clear of Everton. This is where our standards drop because we have to drop our standards because like that's where we're heading. We're heading down, keep losing, and we're 10 points ahead of them.
But people want to ignore it because we're Chelsea and we're too big for the for the bottom quarter.
I think we are too big for relegation still for this season. That's why Pot has to go next season.
Look at how many teams have said that and where they've ended up.
So Chris, I would agree with you, right? But here's the problem: our next 3 games in the league are against teams below us. Worst case scenario, Everton, Leicester, and Leeds.
Yeah, we could lose points to Everton. Say we lose 3 points to Everton. Everton gain 3 points on us, and we lose 3 points. So yeah, they do gain it.
Let's say we draw against Leeds, we lose against Leicester, we lose against Everton. That means with 1 point in our next 3 games, that 10-point gap going into international break might be only 6 or 7. Like you don't want to get sucked into a relegation battle, and you don't want to get sucked into a relegation battle being the team on the worst form out of everybody involved either.
I think these players are mentally. If we got like very close to relegation and we could actually potentially get relegated. This team, like Potter, like the way he, directs his team and everything, and the players, I think mentally they'll be checked out and broken because they can't believe how low they are, and it just
they don't know how to deal with it. Look at Everton under Lampard and Benitez. Their players, it was a shock to them. They didn't know how to deal with being that low in the table because they're usually mid-table 10th. It's like okay, we're kind of the first team in the season to sort of write it off. Like we're at the earliest point in the season, we're like, okay, we're done now. We can just kind of chill. They don't know how to respond to that, and it's even worse for Chelsea because we're expecting to at the very least challenge for top 4. These players won't know how to respond to being in this situation.
Look, I'm not trying to be in a relegation scrap with Sean Dyche.
And Southampton, man.
Because those are like, look, Sean Dyche has basically been battling relegation since he's been in the Premier League with Burnley. He's used to this.
Yes.
Comfortable here.
This is his bread and butter, man.
He does not wake up with his heart racing at the prospect of getting relegated every day. He's used to this. He's comfortable in these ends. We are not. Like, Leeds, Javi Gracia, they got their first win in 4 months. If you guys think, like people say, it can't get worse. This can't happen.
It can.
Buckle up. Get ready. It's going to get, I'm going to say it again. I know we have 2 wins in 16 or whatever the fuck it is. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Don't act surprised when we don't win next week. If we get a draw, I'll take it. Right now, you offer me a 1-1 draw, no injuries, I would take it. I will bite your hand off with that.
Oh, I love how you put no injuries in there.
Because look, if like we lost and we maybe lost Thiago Silva.
Yeah, I understand.
Like that defensive solidity we thought we had in this tough run looks to be going away. On top of that, we couldn't throw a rock in the ocean if we were standing on the sand. So like,
I love how you put that qualifier in. I mean that's our season in a nutshell.
Exactly. Like it's just this isn't going to get better. And guys, stop thinking. Get this out of your minds right now. Stop thinking we're too big to go down. I don't think we will, but our reputation isn't what's going to keep us in this division. Here's the reality. We need 9 points to get to 40. That is 2 wins and 3 draws, or 1 win and 6 draws. At the end of the day, fuck building for the future. Fuck a platform for sustainable success. Fuck this long-term vision nonsense. Start playing for one-off results. Start playing for results and getting points. We can literally draw our way to survival to conserve the status. Because let's be honest, we're not getting these European places. It's not happening.
No.
It's not happening. So, like, hey, stop trying to chase wins. For what? The last thing I want to see us do next week is push 11 into Leeds half and get done on the break by Nyanto and lose 1-0. That's the last thing I want to see. I will have no patience for that. If it's 0-0 in the 80th minute, just recycle the ball staley and just chill. Just relax. It's not worth potentially conceding victories to teams below us to then get dragged into a relegation battle. Because I'll tell you what.
Potter's not the guy for this, though. He's uncompromising when it comes to his philosophy.
Yes. Oh, Chelsea Blue, I understand this. Our last 3 games, we've had 3 different center back pairings. We've conceded in every game. I'm well aware of the problems like the team selection and the inability to build a cohesive platform relies on the inability to choose consistent person. I'm well aware. I trust me. I know exactly how bad we are. I am not one of these who was like, we're going to do this. Mudrik's here, Zhao Day. I've never done these corny things. Never. Never. But guys, many disappointing afternoons for the Blues to come. Like, get it in your heads. It's fine, but we need to get to 40 one way or another. And yeah, Proud Boy, you're saying, can't believe we're talking about relegation. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it now. Yeah. Until we're at 40, we have to talk about it. Because put your hand on your heart and tell me, guys, where's our next win coming from? I think I know. But we probably all have different answers.
Coming in preseason.
No, Bournemouth.
So Chris, you realize Bournemouth is in like 8 games, right?
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
Our next win could very well come in preseason for all we know.
we just can't beat anyone. Like we can't beat Southampton.
Chris, our next win is in 8 games. Surely by then we'd be in a relegation battle, somewhat.
Our admin's already.
I can't honestly say we'll beat a Aston Villa or an Everton. Maybe we get lucky against Leicester. Leicester?
Yeah, I view that completely oppositely. I think we're going to King Power after we lose to Dortmund and we're getting pumped. Those players will have nothing to play for.
Madison's going to be back.
You need to remember the reverse fixture, at Stamford Bridge with Leicester. The only reason we won that game is because of Sterling individual brilliance and Vardy missing like 3 sitters.
Yes.
We were horrible that game and Gallagher got sent off.
The way we look at these teams like Leicester are the way these teams look at us. We are the food for other teams. Like, I guarantee you, Forest will be coming to Stamford Bridge in May, and those will probably be the last couple points they need for survival. They're going to show up and play like 1970s Brazil because, hey, this team is shit. We saw them at our ground on New Year's Day. Let's be honest, we were lucky to walk away with a point in that game, considering how we approached the second half. It was disgraceful. But, like, we are not above considering this based on current form, based on the line being put out that our owners are content with this and want to stick with this. They're now cutting off our noses to spite our face. That's what's happening.
No, the clubs don't respect us anymore. I mean, we saw 20th place Southampton press us. If you have any respect for us, you're not going to do that. And like this is why in my headline on here I've got lads, it's Chelsea, because that's what Harry Kane said at half time in the Tottenham.
Did he actually?
No. But I can totally imagine Harry Kane going, lads, it's Chelsea, and that's how they won in the second half.
I mean, the admin have already got their disappointing night for the Blues post ready.
Yes, stick with us. Thank you for your support. Stick with us.
Or some Wesley Fofana quote or Mason Mount quote or whatever the next day. That's what we're going to get tomorrow, by the way. Not a statement.
But no, it's just like we need to, and I don't like talking about relegation, guys. I don't actually want us to get relegated.
We never really talk about, well, maybe 2016.
Like, guys, what I don't want is this arrogance. Considering, watch us play. Take out what the badge on the front of the kit means to you and means to world football. Take out the fact that we were up until very recently world champions. Yeah. We might be in a relegation scrap going into this break if we lose 2 out of these next 3 games.
We're losing to Leeds.
But that's where Todd Bowley has to step in. Like, if it keeps getting worse and worse and worse, just sack him.
I mean, we're
Just sack him.
we're not going to sack him though without having a get.
No,
like,
but anyone will. Like anyone just to get some sort of bounce, we have to sack him. Surely.
I'm not saying that I wouldn't take most of the options here over him, but the next guy will have to be the guy. There's no more. There's no more like fucking up.
No, I do agree with that, because that's one of the big problems with Potter. Potter felt like a rash decision made without any kind of footballing, mind behind it.
Hey, who would have known appointing a head coach on a 5-year, £60 million supermax deal before assembling a brain trust and a recruitment staff would have backfired, huh?
Bearing in mind that...
Could have seen that coming, huh?
Bearing in mind that Christoph Freund of RB Salzburg was going to be our technical director at that point anyway, in principle, and that fell through, and then we got that one instead.
You guys know we're on like our second and third choice technical directors, right?
Vivel's better than the other two, though. Like, his track record is better than the others that we were linked with.
Okay, Will, that might be true, right? I'm not saying the decisions that we end up at aren't like wise decisions, or they're not like promising decisions, but how we end up at major decisions as a football club is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
How we get there, the roadmap to these decisions, or just our destinations, is insane, and that is the problem. That is my problem with this whole regime. And that is my problem with this season. Sacking Tuchel doesn't bother me that much in a vacuum, right? But how they did it and when they did it and reportedly why they did it, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't check out. They could have made peace until the World Cup, properly assessed, gotten the recruitment staff assembled, and identified an actual manager to take us forward, or they could have sacked him in the summer, given Graham Potter the summer, and run it that way. Doing this half and half approach to try and escape criticism. Now look where we're at. We are one bad Leeds result from having our team booed by their own fans once the whistle blows and matches kick off. Like, we're not in a better position for them trying to shirk criticism 7-8 months ago. We're not.
It's not going to
be.
What?
You know what's unfortunate too is that, like, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, Will, even having sacked Tuchel in the beginning, if you wanted someone that's a yes man, if you wanted someone that was your choice, even in the beginning, and having Potter take the transfers and all that, I would have even accepted that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, Marshall.
Yeah.
We would have disagreed heavily. We would have been pissed.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we wouldn't have been pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Real mad. I understand that, but like that would have at least made sense. That would have been palatable in hindsight. Giving Tuchel $250 million and then sticking the knife in his back the moment we hit a bad run in the season, to then hastily appoint this guy before getting your technical directors in, and now putting yourself in a position where you're probably going to have to ditch this guy, we'll end up having to go through one more manager than we need to in the best case scenario to arrive at the guy.
Yep.
And all of this patience, all of this long-term vision, that hastiness spits in the face of all of that PR they were pushing out.
We're going to have to be really lucky and hope that a top guy will give us the green light before it's at a point where we were going to have to get an interim. Because it's just a pain in the arse, if I'm being honest. And I don't want to hear, if John Terry becomes interim, I don't want to.
Give it to Gus Hiddink.
No, the PR too much. It would be too
Gus Hiddink. Isn't Gus Hiddink on life support or something? But at this point, he's still breathing.
No, he's assistant manager of like a club apparently.
He's assistant or something. No, man, he comes down on his bike again and just like save us from relegation battle. No, but he saved us from relegation battle before, so he can do it again.
Guys, think about how this looks. They sack Graham Potter tomorrow for Gus Hiddink round 3.
Yeah, baby.
After all this shit talking they did about the previous regime, all of this shit talking they did, they hired the previous regime's emergency guy. They can't do it, can they?
That's why I don't believe it'll be an interim.
I don't either. Not going to be.
Just to clarify, Gus Hiddink seems to be the assistant at Australia, or the Australian national team.
Yeah, he's assistant for him.
Joe's not the assistant. He just doesn't want to do all the hard work.
Yeah.
Well, he saved us from relegation before, Andrew. Do it
we weren't going to get relegated in.
Well, we were 17th or 16th. No, where was we? Would Joe say? We was very near the bottom.
We were 16th.
16th, yeah.
We were 16th at the time we lost that game to Leicester on that Monday night. We weren't going to get relegated.
What's
It's like halfway through the season, wasn't it?
as of right now, let's say we don't get an interim, because I don't think we will get an interim. The manager, another manager who he spoke to was of Sporting Lisbon, Ruben Amorim, and he's got a €30 million release clause. It'd be a very quick, if we wanted him, it would be a very quick deal to do if he wanted to come to Chelsea. And I think that he would be the type of guy they might go for, which for me is a red flag automatically, because it'd be another panic. It'd be overspending. I think it'd be a record on a manager. I think €30 million would be.
Yeah, because wasn't Nagelsmann 25 million?
And also, Villa actually wanted to activate Amorim's clause, but he was waiting for a larger club, which also kind of worries me. Yeah. I'm not saying bad Amorim. I've not seen too much of him. I've heard good things from people that have watched Sporting Lisbon, but it's a massive risk.
So I'm saying to you, right now we don't need risk. We need like surefire, if that makes sense.
No, right now we need 9 points, brother.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's why I said surefire. That's why we need a surefire.
That's like, look, I'll be honest, Graham Potter. If you wanted to become a footballing terrorist next week and just play like 4-5-1 and sit deep against Leeds at home, I would at least understand it. And I would. And that sounds horrible, but I'm serious. I'm not about. I don't want the club to be in a position where 2 weeks during international break, they have to consider like bringing somebody in, or we're going to get linked to Big Sam Allardyce unironically. I don't want that.
Man.
But the thing is, I would not complain about Potter if he went defensive like that, because that's good management. You have to look at this team and say, okay, this team does not have the technical ability to play possession, tippy-tappy football. They can't do it. And the best thing to do is absorb pressure and maybe use pace of the likes of Mudryk and the playmaking of Enzo. That's good management. What we're doing right now, we're trying to force this.
I came on last week. I said, guys, next week, I'm not opposed to playing anti-football at Spurs.
The thing is, though, Peter, it's like with Potter, we're not getting one or the other. He's trying to do a mix of both, where he's trying to adapt. But the way that he wants to play football, that's not the way that that's not how it's gonna work, is it? It is a bit worrying, because
we're not good at pressing. We're not good at sitting off. We're not really good at like overloading people out of possession and crowding them into mistakes. We're not good in possession. We get overloaded way too easily. Spurs were just displaying.
No, the overloads today in possession, they were so poor. Like, what I noticed is all we were doing today, we were passing the ball out to the wing and letting Sterling or Ziyech try to take on two man at once. It was shocking.
Also, it was like, for a player like Sterling, the way he played today, he was very direct, which was nice to see, but he was always forced onto his left foot. Like, why not play Mudryk, on that left-hand side, who I think is better 1v1, and have Sterling, who can also be direct on his stronger foot if he's pushed out wide on the right-hand side. I don't get why Ziyech had to play. I never want to see Ziyech start for my club ever again. I'm so nice and harsh.
Negotiating own move away from the club 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Now we're relying on Ziyech in must-win London derbies.
It's disgraceful, and
that's life. That's life.
I would say I feel bad for Potter, but I absolutely don't, because you sell one of the most respected players at the club, Jorginho, who's excellent in the first phase, in a team where you want to play a possession-based like style. What are you doing?
He did have a say in that.
How stupid are you? But honestly,
I think part of it too. I think part of it, like, just to give him a benefit of the doubt, I think part of it was that they were reliant on possibly getting Moises Caicedo in the January window.
But that wouldn't have solved like the first phase of build-up. That wouldn't have.
Yeah.
It would have still been maybe not as bad as it is now, but it would still be like nowhere near as good as it would with Jorginho in the team. And Moises Caicedo, by the time Arsenal came in for Jorginho, that was because Brighton weren't going to sell. So he was gone. He was gone either way, and that's just down.
So, question for you guys, because I don't see it this way. Do you guys feel like that he doesn't have a constant 11? I know he doesn't have the same 11 on the pitch at all times, but I feel like Potter has the same 8 to 9 players, and he rotates 1 or 2 positions. I don't know.
Name these players.
That again?
Name this core of players that he plays consistently.
Marshall's playing devil's advocate, I think. aren't you?
I kind of, sorta. I just don't see that the starting 11 is really the issue. The constant players, obviously Kepa, Reece James, Chilwell now at this point, Body Shield for a certain extent it was, but now let's ignore Body Shield. Let's go to Thiago Silva, Enzo, Havertz, and prior to this game it was Mudryk. Oh, Felix as well. It was Mudryk, but now that's being rotated with Sterling. So really the positions that are constantly changing are Sterling's position, so left wing, right wing, the pairing at the number 8, and another center back pairing. So that's 4 positions that are constantly changing. I don't know if the starting 11 is really the issue.
Yeah, I wanted to say that's one reason why I probably feel like Enzo is dipping off in performance, because he's playing with new people almost every week. So I'll take you through a run through of the game. So in Enzo's first game, what was it? Was it against was it the Fulham game 0-0? He played as the lone 6 with Gallagher and Mount, and then against West Ham he played with Ruben. Then
he was our best player in those games as well.
Yeah. Then against Dortmund he played with Kovacic, and now he's playing with Ruben again. He's not had a consistent partner over 2 games, and you've got to build these relationships in order to have a cohesive midfield.
Like Ruben in the Dortmund game, especially, it was like you could just see that it's just so fucking great. I don't want to. It's a topic that is a bit disgraceful that you signed such a talented midfielder just to play him out of position slightly, just because you got rid of your only sitter. It's just the decisions are so rookie. Like, honestly, it's so stupid.
At the very least, I'd rather play Ruben as a sitter just to get Enzo forward.
Yeah.
Just to do that.
Yeah.
Even if it's terrible, at the end of the day, Enzo's not good at it either. He's got development to do in that area of the first phase. So it's a lose-lose.
Yeah. But Oliver, people think that just because you're an excellent passer, that means you're going to be great in the first phase of play. It's more about intelligence and timing. That's why Jorginho was so clever. He could wait for us to get into shape. He could wait for players to make certain movements. And that's why, when he'd pass the ball sideways and get it back instantly, that's obviously because we were trying to reshape how we were set up. But people don't think about that, do they? They don't think about intelligence. They think about doing a switch into space, which they wank over when they watch Declan Rice compilation. Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to point out here is okay, Brighton didn't get relegated under Potter. Why would Chelsea? Because we're not even playing like Brighton was playing. We're not even anywhere near as good as Potter's Brighton. There's no tactics. There's no.
We're literally impotent right now, guys. Let's be real. We're impotent right now, and we need to.
To be fair, I would say that I can see some sort of setup, but it doesn't work when you're in this squad and you rotate it so often. You're not going to get any consistency of the consistency we saw under Potter at Brighton with his passing patterns and everything like that. I can sort of see some of that under Chelsea, but I don't see it consistently enough because it's always changing. Everything always changes.
You know why we're talking about getting relegated? Because we've only scored 8 goals in our last 15 league games. That's why.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
It's the lowest. It's lowest in the Premier League, isn't it? In that time.
Yeah, that's the least in the Premier League over our last 15 games. That's why I want us to discuss this. It would be one thing if we had 3-3 draws every week, or if we were losing 4-3 every week, but we were able to shoot it out with teams, right? Because there's only been one team in the history of the Premier League that's gotten relegated and scored 50+ goals, and that was Blackpool under Ian Holloway, right? But even then, they were tremendously unlucky. Got relegated on 39 points or whatever it was, and it is what it is. 9 times out of 10, they would have stayed in the league. If we could score, I would not be broaching this topic. But it's not that we just don't score. We don't even look like scoring. None of you thought we were going to score today, especially when it went 1-0 down.
The game was over there and then.
Yes. So, if we cannot score, now we need to play for draws. Because we need to get points somewhere. Right? We're not at 40. We are at 31. Factoring in that we score a goal every other match on average, how are you going to get me enough points to get to 40? That's the new question. Now we got to be a little bit creative. Now we have to sacrifice some of our principles. Now we have to be less arrogant. We need to humble ourselves. We need to just be realistic about the situation. Once we get to 40, if we do get to 40, then yeah, sure, try some things, try and build a foundation, whatever, or just bide your time and like twiddle your thumbs until the summer and get somebody else in. But until we're there, we can't zoom out and look at the long term. We can't try and project the future until we've secured our status in the present. We haven't done that.
The only way I would take an interim is if, for example, we actually agree for someone to come into the summer now and it's announced and it's out in the open, and then we know who we're getting in the summer. I don't want this whole let's sack him. We've got any idea, and then we're in a situation where, let's be honest, not every interim is gonna do well or get us out of this. Like, I don't think we should be arrogant enough to think that part of this all goes away, because we're at a point where normally an interim comes in when there's full when the players down tools and whatever, and it's almost like breaking that toxic relationship. I'm yet to see that there's little evidence to suggest that there's actually a toxic relationship that's actually going on right now. So if you get an interim, what does that necessarily actually do? Does it make us better if Potter still has the players relatively on side? Does it do anything of quality?
I just think there needs to be a higher standard of basic coaching. That's about it for me.
Yeah.
We agree with you. That makes sense. If we're going to go the interim route under the guise of getting a better coach in, yes. But for this ownership group to do that, they would have to admit the massive fault with how they handled the previous coach and how they decided on this one. After spending 20 million euros to get him out of Brighton, after giving him that contract, after paying his coaching staff all that money, are they going to admit that fault less than 6 months later?
Well, it's only delaying the inevitable, so it's up to them, I guess.
That's where, like, at some point they have to stop cutting off their nose to spite their face.
Yeah.
That's the point, man. Because we're not. If we were at 40, like, let's just say, right, if we were at 36 or 37 points, and we were languishing 6 points off Champions League, but we just knew we weren't going to get there, and it was a slow death, I would be less panicked about this. But the reason I'm actually discussing this is because I watch a lot of the football from the teams below us. A lot of those teams are desperate. A lot of those teams have made changes in the form of the and a lot of those teams look better than we do.
Yeah,
they look organized. They look prepared to deal. Like, we are not desperate enough. I don't trust this group in an actual relegation scrap.
No,
I've never experienced it before either. Most of them.
This is the thing about the bottom end of the table, guys. It's not always the most talented teams stay up, and the less talented teams go down. It's who can band together at that point, who can get the results, who can see it through, who can be mature about the situation. I do not trust these players if we legitimately were within like 3 or 4 points of the red line. I don't even want to get there.
It's why Burnley have obviously they got relegated last year, but why they stayed up for so long.
It lasted a long time,
because they had the know-how.
Yeah, they've been through that. They know how to survive that relegation.
There's a certain mentality.
Yeah, and the thing is, we have no mentality at all.
We're just derived the mentality, mate. No belief.
Yeah, no belief. We don't have any idea. Nothing.
If we somehow got relegated, okay. If we did, like the players on 8-year contracts, man, do they have to stay in Championship?
Oh, they'd leave.
You're stuck. They'd be trying to push for a move. They'd be trying to push for a team to buy them, but they'd be stuck.
You know what would be funny? Imagine we went down to the Championship and then Bowley had to sell the club. Oh my god. That'd be great.
Gosh.
Honestly, at that point, you may.
Hold on. RHH, what are you trying to say here, bro? Casually, you told me Potter improved Kepa. Are you blaming Kepa for our loss?
Tuchel improved him for me, but
you're trying to blame Kepa for our loss. That wasn't on Kepa, man.
Guys, make no mistake. If we don't concede that random long shot, we still lose today.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, we still lost today, regardless.
They keep forgetting
even if by some grace of God we kept a clean sheet without Thiago Silva on the pitch, we didn't score.
Yeah. By the way, without Kepa, we don't beat Palace as well 1-0, and also
and Aston Villa.
Tuchel improved him in 6 games. All right, congratulations, RHH. We were still playing Mendy.
No,
I don't know what we're trying to say.
No. He means over Tuchel's entire. He means over Tuchel's entire stay at this club, not just this season.
I barely played Kepa. Look, I'm not gonna give Potter credit for anything at this point. I'm still fed up with the guy.
Tuchel only played Kepa the one time. It was his last game at the club against Zagreb.
No, he played him more than one time.
This season, Chris. This season.
I will give Potter credit for one thing. He's gonna have a nice payout at the end of this. So I give you credit.
I'll give Potter credit for one thing: the fact that he was competent enough to recognize that Kepa was a better keeper this season than Mendy.
Yeah.
For all we know, he could have persisted with Mendy prior to the hand operation that Mendy has right now.
Yeah, he has a hand injury. Yeah.
Let me be honest. Even if Mendy was fit, I don't want him thrown into this team.
No, me neither.
Mainly not because I believe one is definitively better than the other in this moment, but we talk about the need for a platform and the need for stability, right? You're going to change your goalkeeper when we're on a run of two wins in 16, when we scored 8 goals in our last 16 games or whatever it is. That's not the right time to change your keeper.
Yeah, this might be the beer talking, but are we really going to believe that Kepa was at fault for the first goal? Come on.
Not really.
Let's put that all on Kepa, right? Let's put that all on Kepa. Say he saves it, whatever. Alternate reality. We are not scoring today. We're
still lose.
Guys, we're finding a different way to lose. It doesn't matter.
But but if we had to analyze that one goal, one situation, what do you mean? Kepa could have grabbed the ball again, but Enzo kicked it out of his reach.
It's just a height issue about him because he can't reach up to it.
No, that wasn't height. He got his hand on it. If you get
but I'm talking about Davey's 6'6", he might jump a bit
higher.
higher.
But even the height thing, I actually think Kepa is more commanding than a lot of the goalkeepers in the Premier League that tall.
He's become more commanding over time.
Yeah. But again, that first shot on goal, that he saves.
Let's not do this. He's shit. We need a new goalkeeper. Let's move on.
Yeah, we do. No, I'm not trying to say he's not. Oh, he's good enough for Chelsea. No, I'm just saying
that's the real.
Let's keep the accountability consistent here. You know what I mean? Enzo did not have a good game today.
It wasn't his fault.
There's no composure defending our box when Thiago Silva is not on the pitch. That is the real problem here. Thiago Silva is now injured. There was no composure in making basic clearances and
I don't expect Enzo to have that composure either.
In that game without him. We're probably not going to have him next week. Good luck. All of you guys that don't want to talk relegation, good fucking luck, lads. Show me where we're getting a goal from next week. I'll believe.
Exactly. All this expected. Oh, I expected GAs up. Shut up, man. We've expected GAs. The worst stat ever created in football history. It is so. It hypes up. It's like someone said the eye test. I can't remember any. That expected. I can't remember clear-cut chances.
Expected GA is a speculative stat.
You know what adds to the expected GA? That João Felix shot today that went straight to the goalkeeper. That's what they add to expected GA.
Oh my god, I forgot we even had that.
The expected goals of shots taken ignores it ignores context of body positioning and just the general context of the match.
That's not his job. That's the people's job to look at eye contact.
In our game against Southampton, if we had 15 shots like that João Felix shot that went straight to the goalkeeper, it would boost our XG up for the next game. That's how stupid this stat is. The worst thing, I hate expected stuff. You know what? It doesn't mean anything. It's like stats are just overblown. Stats are needed.
If you're not going to
overblown,
if you're not going to use expected goals in large sample sizes, I would say don't use them at all.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, the worst thing for me about these expected stats is take expected goals for example, that they assume that everyone is at the same level of finishing. So say Erling Haaland got a chance in the same position as Timo Werner, they don't have the same chance of scoring.
Yeah.
Ever.
How about what's our XW expected wins? That's at 0.
That's the thing, guys, you can hide behind
0.001.
You can hide behind XG, right? Because obviously, XG is a subjective formula used to judge the quality of specific chances.
Yes.
You don't take into context players' tendencies. You don't take into context what players are good at in terms of finishing and what they're not good at. All these chances are weighted the same.
Yeah.
Right? Fair enough. You want to use XG, just understand that XG judges all players if they're robots when it comes to finishing, and they're
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Players have trademark finishes, others don't. Also,
like you could create nothing all game, and like you could have a penalty. Let's say you miss a penalty, that's like 0.7. You could literally, it's so bullshit.
I swear, XG is a FIFA stat.
It is.
That's all it is.
Actually,
XG is only
it was used in real life way before it was even on any video.
No,
it was adapted.
It's a FIFA thing because if you look at XG on FIFA, it's always high because you're in control of those players. You're not in control of these players. You can't tell them what to do.
We wish we were.
Do that curly. Do the curly.
No, I don't actually, Marshall. I don't want to be in charge of these players.
It's a computer.
Oh,
I would do better than Potter at this point.
I would take charge, man. I would take charge of this game.
Yeah, I feel like any of us could do better than Potter at this point.
Give me the PS4 controller. I'll send Havertz on runs and not let him go offside.
Anyways, boys, I don't know if there's anything else we need to touch on. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
All I have to say really is that the game falling on this day is quite coincidental, considering we just had the Carabao Cup final with two clubs, Newcastle, Manchester United, with two managers that have shown their process in a very small amount of time, and they've taken it to this level. We need to have higher standards. We need to have their standards.
Yeah,
we're fucked, but we're all in this together at least.
No, we're not.
Anyways.
No, we're not, mate.
Ahmed, you know what? Ahmed, you're going backstage, bro. You're going backstage, dog. No, he doesn't want to be a part of this. Let him be backstage, bro.
Marshall, at least
we'll go
backstage.
backstage.
Let's go backstage then, yeah? We'll go backstage.
Ahead, Will.
At least we're not Liverpool. At least we know our squad there'll be a lot of money spent on our squad over the next few years. Liverpool have no fucking hope. They're
better than us right now.
Yeah, but we will get better. They won't. Like whether it's under Potter or whatever, they will get worse. We will get
because we might be in the championship.
Championship away days.
At least we can do something in the championship. Maybe we'll win a new trophy. There you go. But ladies and gents,
we win that.
Go ahead.
These guys think we'd win that? We'd be playing low blocks every week, man.
Anyways, ladies and gents, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already done so, smash the like button, get us to 50 likes. If you haven't checked it out already, we do have memberships, 4 different tiers starting at 99p. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, get us to 1,700 subscribers. I really would appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who came onto the panel today. Chris, Oliver, Surfer, Peter, Will, Ahmed, everyone, Kai, Harry, everyone that came on earlier.
Not Ahmed.
But yeah, you're back, Ahmed. You're back. You're
Hold
back,
that 1-0,
bro.
bro. So I'm just telling you, man. Hold that one.
But big up to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for watching. Stick around because we are sending you over to Carefree Lewis. He's doing the Shameless show right now. There is a raid message for you guys. If you don't know what that is, just copy and paste that and smash that or fucking paste it onto the chat over in Lewis's stream and let him know where you're coming from. So guys, we'll be back again. I don't know when. Wednesday, I guess. It's usually a time when we talk about Chelsea stuff. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow.
On Wednesday? Fuck.
I don't know. I don't know.
Wednesday, what?
I don't know. I have to have a channel. I have to talk to Sicily, okay?
Marshall, they have to be a Casually Chelsea because
there has to be a Casually Chelsea because today was Sunday.
We would have done it today, yeah. But
so there has to be a Casually Chelsea at some point. Not so casually. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about Chelsea.
Fuck.
Listen. It's good for the channel. Listen, as shit as our performances have been, you guys love to come to see us suffer. So we might have to talk about something.
I don't know. I've been drinking more normal, man.
Oh man, yeah, look at that, man. I'm about to go for a 3rd beer, man. Fucking A, dude. So, all right, ladies and gents, thank you so much for coming here. Y'all try, guys. Yeah, this team's making me an alcoholic. Guys, make sure you do everything I said before. Check out the links in the description. Check out Harry's channel, all that jazz. Say what's up to Carefree Lewis for me. Spam that raid message in that chat, and we'll catch you guys soon. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss out when we go live. So, guys, stay casual. Peace out. Bye.
Potter out.
Stay casual.